You've blown an account, and maybe more than one. You've lost confidence and the charts, they feel like chaos. And you start doubting yourself and you start asking yourself, is this for me or am I just wasting my time? Now, I'm here to tell you that this is not the end. This is where the comebacks are built. And today I'm going to show you that comebacks, they're not luck, they're systems and the right mindset. And that's exactly what I'm going to help you with today. So I want you to be brutally honest about what causes you to spiral. Is it revenge trading? Is it ego trading? Is it inconsistency? Is it fear? Really ask yourself. And I would suggest you to take a notebook, right? This is what I'm doing at the moment, is that I'm journaling. And I'm asking myself a bunch of questions. I want you to do the same. Ask yourself a bunch of questions and figure out what you're doing wrong. Right? For me, this is nothing to do with trading at the moment, but for you, you could ask yourself, what emotion do I feel when I enter the markets? What emotion do I feel when my trade hits stop loss? These are questions that you should ask yourself. And what you can do, very quick tip right here, is go to ChatGPT and ask ask it, how to ask yourself questions for journaling to improve in trading. And it will come up with a bunch of questions tailored to you, because you probably have been feeding it already some information, and these questions will do wonders. If you did not feed your ChatGPT already a bunch of information, then just ask yourself and think about it. Okay, what are some of the things that I really should be asking myself? What are some of the things that I've been doing wrong? And where is that coming from? But that bottom moment, maybe it is where you are right now. It is actually the point where clarity begins. And that's why I love that bottom moment so much. Because yes, it sucks, right? It is probably the worst feeling in the world when you're at that bottom. You feel like everything is against you. You feel like nothing is going your way. But the good thing is that it is the bottom. You can't go lower than the bottom, right? Otherwise it wouldn't be the bottom. So the only way is up. And this is literally where everything begins, where your clarity begins if you're willing to face the truth. If you're willing to face why you have been failing, and if you're willing to face why you have been losing your trades. Every trader throughout their career hits a point where they realize they have been lying to themselves for so long, right? And at this moment, they will start to rebuild their truth. They will start to rebuild everything around trading that they think is true. And that is exactly where you need to go to. You need to realize that you've been lying to yourself. And you need to realize that the reasons that you were losing were not because of the markets. The reasons that you were losing were not because of your strategy, or because it doesn't work, or because the signals that you followed didn't work, or whatever. No. The reason that you're losing is because of you. And that is what you need to realize. And you need to figure out what it is exactly that causes you to lose. Once you've established that self-awareness, once you've established what is going wrong in your trading, we are going to rebuild it. First of all, will be the psychological reset. I need you to accept a loss. If it is a trading challenge that you've lost, if it is a funded account that you have lost, if it is a very big losing streak that you're facing right now, I need you to accept it. I need you to emotionally detach from whatever is going wrong in your trading right now. And what I want you to do is I want you to reconnect with the process. Basically take you away from focusing on that outcome. Because a losing streak, losing an account, losing a funded account, all things that have to do with the outcome, all things that have to do with the outcome of that losing trade that you had. But you need to focus on the process. You need to focus on taking a trade from A to B, regardless of the outcome, regardless if it is a win, regardless if it is a loss. You should not care. You should only care, okay, this meets my criteria. This is exactly what I'm looking for. I really believe that this is where we're heading, and this is something that I'm willing to put my money behind. And then you enter, right? I want to take you away from entering because you feel like it. I want to take you away from entering because you're making up for something, or because you're so eager to get something. Reconnect with the process. Now, what I want you to do is, we talked about this notebook, right? I want you to introduce this into your life even more. What I want you to do is every single morning, you open this book or your journal, or I like you to do it physical, by the way. Don't do it on a PC. I like you to do it physical. Why? Because it will feel more real. And because of that, you will remember it a lot better. Now, I want you to write in this book every single morning, and I want you to reflect on your trading from the day before. That is the first thing that you will be doing. So you go over your trades or over your trade that you have taken. If you have not taken any trades, go over the one that you did take maybe the day before or the day before that and see what you have done right. See what you have done wrong and reflect on that. Then I want you to journal the day ahead, right? So if you are looking for a POI to get hit, if the market is bullish, whatever it is, all these things I want you to note down. And then I also want you to note down how you're feeling at the moment, how did you sleep, and how focused do you feel. This will create an overview of how you're feeling at the moment and where your headspace is at. Because before we can fix your system, we need to fix your head first. And we can only do that by being aware, by journaling. Now, secondly, the technical reset. I want you to return to one model. So, for example, one ICT model that you have tried before, one SMC model that you have tried before. Hell, even if you're just trading trend lines, whatever it is, one model, and you're going to put all of your trust into that. You're going to backtest this model for at least 100 trades and follow this chart. I want you to be in the green, but what I would like you to do is to make sure your win rate is as high as possible on backtesting. If this means that your risk reward needs to go lower, then it needs to go lower. Now, keep it at a minimum of 1/2 because this will be very handy when you're trading challenges. And I basically want you to stop chasing confluences or new confluences, and I want you to rebuild your confidence through data and not by just doing something random or just hoping that it is going to work out this time. Then thirdly, I want you to do a risk reset. I want you to lower your risk per trade. Because right now you're not in the right headspace to be risking that much. So if you're risking 1%, go to 0.25 or 0.5 at max, right? If you're risking 2%, still go to 0.5%. I want you to be focusing on consistency, not the big wins and basically not the outcome at all, right? I just want you to get back in the game, get your head back in the game, and really start focusing on just taking good trades. And really, this is something that you have to realize, that you will become confident and you will become profitable the moment that you stop caring about the money. And of course, it's a lot easier said than done, because in a way, in trading, money is the only, not the only, but definitely the biggest measurement of success. So it's very hard to not focus on that, but still, once you master this, once you master to not focus on the outcome, on the money, is when you become profitable. So many times in my career that I've been at rock bottom, or even my students have been at rock bottom, and we've implemented these things, a mental reset, a risk reset, and they're climbing out of it. But it is so difficult to see the outcome on the other side when you're at the bottom, right? It is so difficult to see the outcome that you need to climb up to because you're so deep inside of that hole. But I'm here to remind you that it is there. The outcome is there, and you just have to go step by step, following what I've told you in this video. Because yes, it is possible to lose 8 trades in a row and then pass your challenge because you won the next 3. Right? It is possible to make all the money that you need with just a couple of trades. But it won't be possible if you keep changing the system and if you keep forcing everything. But it will be possible if you just change the way you think and if you implement these new routines into your life. Now, if you're at rock bottom at this moment, I'm going to give you a plan right now. So you're at rock bottom right now. You don't know what to do. I want you to stop trading for 1 week. This will reset your emotions, right? Don't look at the charts. Don't do anything trading related. I want you to really reset. You will feel eager to start trading again, but really give it a week. Really reset emotionally. Then I want you to journal when you're coming back your last 10 losses or your last 10 trades in general. And I want you to identify the recurring mistakes. Is there a pattern? Are the trades even inside of your plan? What were you doing? What were you feeling if you can remember if you did not journal it? And how do you feel now looking back at those trades? And then I want you to rebuild one model, and you're going to demo trade it or you're going to backtest it for at least 100 trades. And you want to make sure that it falls inside of this chart. If it doesn't, you keep on improving, maybe yourself or maybe the strategy, until you are. And only then, once you have done that, once you have looked at your trades, once you have backtested it, once you feel confident, and once you're committed to only executing on this one setup, then I want you to re-enter into the challenges. Only when you have done that work. And that is how you will make the greatest comeback. It is not about proving anything to anyone but yourself. You have to prove to yourself that you're worthy of becoming a profitable trader, and you have to prove yourself that you can do this. That it doesn't matter what life or the markets throw at you, that you get out of it every single time, again and again. Because as rock bottom, this is where people quit, right? And I don't want you to be a quitter. I just want you to climb out of that hole every single time again. And remember that your losses don't define you, but your ability to stay focused, to rebuild yourself, and to keep on grinding, even when it is immense difficult, that is what defines you. And on that note, the video is coming to an end. If you're serious about your comeback, drop something in the comments and leave your story behind. And let me know how you're going to do this and how you are going to conquer this. I hope to see you on the other side. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.